Tonight, when we get to our prayer for healing moment, we're going to offer some different words. So if you could repeat after me, Elna Rifana La. And now, Elna Rifana Lanu. Perfect. These are the words that Moses spoke to God to invite healing for his sister Miriam. So I'd like to teach you just this quick chorus. Elna Rifana La, Rifana Lanu. Try that with me. Elna Rifana La, Rifana Lanu. Please heal her, please heal us. One more time. Elna Rifana La, Rifana Lanu. Elna Rifana La, Rifana Lanu. Oh, you sound beautiful. Perfect. So Shabbat Shalom. We have our Sukkot Shalom firmly in place, as we do every week, protecting us from the potential of weather. And we're not going to focus on text right now. We're going to allow our minds to wander, to be in this space together, to hear our voices as one with this nigun.
If you come to Temple Israel often, you know that the rabbis usually get up to begin the service with a little quip or an observation about something going on in the world. So let me just say Shabbat Shalom to everyone and call Annabelle Singer to the bima as we continue with the lighting of the candles on page 13.
This is Israel's day of light and joy, a Sabbath of rest. As we kindle these Sabbath flames, may there be light and joy, happiness and holiness, serenity and peace in our homes and in our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של Shabbat. We welcome the Sabbath bride into our world on page 27 with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בשבת, קבלה, lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בשבת, קבלה, שמור וזכור בדיבורך. Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בשבת, קבלה, lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בשבת, קבלה, lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בשבת,
There are people in this congregation literally from all over the world, from Israel, I happen to know from Argentina, from Colorado, from Ann Arbor. I believe there's even someone here from Northville. And yet we are all here together. And this prayer, this Baruch Hu, is a call to worship when we stand and become one united congregation. As on page 35, we rise for the Baruch Hu.
Please be seated. We're turning our prayer books to the bottom of page 36. Our kind deeds are used by God as seed for the planting of trees in the Garden of Eden. Thus, each of us, by our deeds, has the power to create our own paradise. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, O God, who makes the evening fall. And we continue on the next page, page 38. We are loved by an unending love. We are guided by the still small voice within us. We are loved by an unending love. A ner tamid to be tended from generation to generation. And a gentle love. Giving meaning to our existence, structure to our lives. And of all the generations who have embraced their covenant.
If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Page 42. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננת בלבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
I was thinking about the word redemption, and we have our everyday miracles, those moments that could pass us by without us recognizing them, like as our prayer says here on page 45, the water soothing, what does it say? Baby cooing, prayer moving. Things that pass by us, if we don't pay attention, we don't necessarily recognize those as moments of redemption, and yet there are those moments that are big and powerful, like the splitting of the sea. There's these moments that just hit us right on. Those are the ones that knock us over, and we say that's a moment of redemption. But they are both moments that we celebrate here as we sing together Micha Mocha. We recognize the little moments and the big moments together, singing on page 46.
כיפד אדוני את יעקב, וגהלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Let us continue together in the middle of page 47. Cause us, our Creator, to lie down in peace, and raise us up, O sovereign God, to renewed life and peace. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, and be our shield of mercy and of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us with all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. We rise together. Adonai, sifatai tiftachu hofiagi tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sahara, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, Le'elyon gomel chasadim tovim, Ve'konei ha'akol, Ve'zocher hasei avot ve'imahot, U'mevii geula livnei bneihem, Le'ma'an shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer Moshiach magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah.
On page 52, we join together. Prayer invites us to let God's presence suffuse our spirits, to let God's will prevail in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city, but prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Blessed are you, O God, who renews all things.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. As you're seated, we pray silently. עושה שלום ממרומיו, עושה שלום ממרומיו, עושה שלום עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום מלא. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום. עושה שלום ממרומיו, עושה שלום מלא. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום. יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Even if you yourself do not need healing, each of us knows somebody who right now is in need of a physical blessing for healing, or perhaps a spiritual blessing that their life becomes better than it is right now. And so we turn tonight to this moment of healing, Mishaberach, typically in our service, but tonight we are actually praying with different words, El Na Rafana at the bottom of page 66. These are the words that Moses spoke in the middle of the wilderness when his sister Miriam was sick. He prayed to God to heal her. And tonight we offer those same words to heal our community, each other, those in our families, our friends who are in need of this blessing, a blessing of wholeness as we join together.
El na rifana lanu. Sing that with me. El na rifana lanu. El na rifana lanu. Heal us. El na Sing the words with Emma and Sean. Dear God of our ancestors,
Dear God of our ancestors,
help us renew our faith.
help us renew our faith.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Bring peace to all our days.
Bring peace to all our days.
El na rifana lanu. El na rifana lanu. Restore our strength of body.
Restore our strength of body.
Help clarify our minds.
Help clarify our minds.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Rejuvenate our lives.
Rejuvenate our lives.
El na rifana lanu. El na rifana lanu. Thank you for all these blessings.
Thank you for all these blessings.
Throughout our days and nights,
Throughout our days and nights,
we celebrate the journey,
we celebrate the journey.
this precious gift of life.
This precious gift of life.
El na rifana lanu. El na rifana lanu. El na rifana lanu. El na rifana lanu.
We have reached one of those very special moments in our service when we invite a little boy forward onto the bima to receive his Hebrew name, be welcomed into the community. And so we invite Joseph Bear Nelson, son of Sarah and Jeff, and his brother Robert, who is very familiar with this bima because he comes up every Friday night for candy, to come forward now. And we welcome you. And as you come forward, we have a few gifts of certificates for the school and your naming certificate as well.
ברוכים הבאים בשם אדוני, ברכנוכם מבית אדוני.
Come on over here. Let everybody see your beautiful face. So many people in this congregation have watched you when you were still on the inside. And we're so excited to see you. And Robert, we're so happy for you, our new big brother. But Joseph, today is a special day. Joseph, we're so happy to welcome you to our community. And at this special moment in your life, we bestow upon you the Hebrew name Yosef Bar Ben Jeffrey Vasara Rachel, in memory of your great-grandmother, Margie Golub, and your proud grandparents are Carol and Michael Golub and Bonnie and Stephen Nelson. And you are lucky to have a beautiful, proud great-grandparent, Nedra Kapatinsky. And we love you. We welcome you. We pray that you will grow to a lifetime of Torah, to Gemilut Chasadim, acts of loving kindness, and that we bless you again as you stand here on this bima with one day with a loving partner. Mazel tov to the whole family. We're so happy for you today.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
On Saturday morning, I stood outside our synagogue with the armed security guard we hired after the police department refused to provide us with an officer during morning services. Even the police department's limited promise of an observer near our building was not kept. And note, we did not ask for protection of our property, only our people as they worshiped. 40 congregants were inside, and here's what I witnessed during that time. For half an hour, 3 men dressed in fatigues and armed with semi-automatic rifles stood across the street from the temple. Had they tried to enter, I don't know what I could have done to stop them, but I couldn't take my eyes off them either. Perhaps the presence of our armed guard deterred them. Perhaps their presence was just a coincidence and I'm paranoid. I don't know. Several times, parades of Nazis passed our building shouting, "There's the synagogue!" followed by chants of Sieg Heil and other anti-Semitic language. Some carried flags with swastikas and other Nazi symbols. A guy in a white polo shirt walked by the synagogue a few times, arousing suspicion. Was he casing the building or trying to build up courage to commit a crime? We didn't know. Later, I noticed that the man accused in the automobile terror attack wore the same polo shirt as the man who kept walking back and forth in front of our synagogue. Apparently, that's the uniform of a white supremacist group, and even now that gives me a chill. When services ended, my heart broke as I advised congregants that it would be safer to leave the temple through the back entrance rather than the front, and to please go in groups. And this is 2017 in the United States of America. On August 11th, as I'm sure you're all aware, hundreds of white supremacists carrying torches and Nazi flags and yelling slogans like "White Lives Matter" and "Jews will not replace us" descended on the quiet college town of Charlottesville, Virginia, to protest the removal of a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. Over the weekend, the protests turned violent. A woman was killed when a car plowed into a crowd of peaceful counter-demonstrators. 2 police officers died when their helicopters crashed on the route to the rally, and dozens of others were seriously injured. The words I just read belong to Alan Zimmerman, president of Congregation Beth El in Charlottesville, where my friend Rachel serves as a new rabbi, and I just can't stop reading his piece. I'm reading it over and over and over again. When I wake up, before I go to sleep, which is a terrible idea, at 4 a.m. when I'm suddenly awake for no reason at all almost every night this week. I am sick, as a Jew, of course, as a part of a community that racists and bigots always seem to circle back to, regardless of the beginning of the conversation. But it's more than that. I am sick as a human being, and I'm sick as an American, and I've been struggling to find the words to share amongst the videos and the articles and the stories and the quotes that are simply unescapable. And so I look to our sacred text for guidance. There's a story we tell in the Jewish tradition about the tribe of Amalek. We were refugees from Egypt, fleeing through the desert with danger at every turn. We faced enemy tribe after enemy tribe, and yet none were like Amalek. Amalek, the rabbis taught, always attacked the rear of our encampments, where the most vulnerable in our community were: the sick, the elderly, and the young. Because of this, because they targeted those who were the most vulnerable, we were commanded to wipe out Amalek wherever we encountered them. An eternal command, our Torah teaches, for all generations. If you come upon Amalek, you must destroy them. But as time went by, our sages realized that Amalek wasn't an ethnic group. It was an inclination in all of us, in all of our societies, just waiting to bubble back up to the surface. An inclination to target the most vulnerable, to preserve and enrich ourselves by oppressing the other. And in every generation, we are told, Amalek rises again. And in every generation, we are obligated to fight back. Now, as an optimistic sort of millennial, I had really wanted to believe the redemptive stories that told me that the war had been won, that a more inclusive world was inevitable. And I wanted to believe that we were on an unstoppable train toward a land of dignity and equality for all. a world where it could be taken for granted that Black lives matter and that women's rights are human rights, that love is love. I really wanted to believe that America was different, and I wanted to believe that we were all on the same page and that that page spoke to a better future. And I wanted to believe that Amalek had been defeated. 70 years ago, 6 million of our people were murdered, including 1.5 million little kids who never got to grow up. But I laughed at those in my community who would say, America is the only country that Jews haven't been oppressed and exiled from yet. But just in the last year, in my own small circle, my friends have been threatened online for being Jewish. My seminary has been painted with swastikas. Teenagers have come to me with stories of slurs screamed and pennies thrown on the ground in front of them as they walk through the halls of their high schools. As our rabbis taught, Amalek returns in every generation. And make no mistake, this is who we are fighting. It's Amalek. It's Amalek with swastikas and tiki torches, marching through the streets of Virginia, crying out that they will take back their country from the Jews. And when I look at those faces, not even covered in sheets, not embarrassed at discovery, when I see the flags and the swastikas and the Southern Cross, I am filled with rage and righteous hate. But as our American prophet, as Dr. King, may his name be blessed, preach, hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. And as Jews, we are taught over and over and over again to care for those in our society who are in need, widows, orphans, strangers in our midst, to harness our love and to give it away freely, and not just to those who are easy to love. It's in our blood and in our history, in our culture and in our nature to build this world from love. Amalek isn't back. If we think that, it's time to check our privilege. Amalek never went away. In every generation, our rabbis teach us Amalek rises again, and in every generation, we must find the holy chutzpah to stand together and to push back. And so it's time to push back. First, use your voice. Call your elected officials, not just once, but every single day. Call them when you sit down in the morning, after you read the news and check your Twitter feed. Call them on your way to work. Make sure that they know their constituents are watching and that they know what's important to you. Number 2, stand up for righteousness at every opportunity. That means not ignoring your family and your friends who are supporting white supremacy, violence, and bigotry on social media or at your Shabbat dinner table. This isn't a joke, it's not a drill. This isn't politics anymore. This is a battle between right and wrong, and dare I say, good and evil. 3, be an ally. I'm not going to read the whole poem, the one that starts, first they came for the socialists. But it's time to check our privilege at the door and link arms with other minorities, other faiths, other communities being targeted in this country with hate. So don't just speak up for the Jews, even though men waving swastika flags on a college campus might feel particularly devastating to us. Call your black friends, call your gay friends, your Mexican friends, your Muslim friends, your Chaldean friends, your trans friends. Tell them that you love them and ask what you can do to help. And last, but certainly not least, join us at the Holocaust Museum on Wednesday evening for a tour and a discussion, because never again just might be right now. We will not stand idly by. We will not gloss over or disregard or justify. We will be the light unto the nations, and we will stand up for what is unequivocally right. We will do God's work on earth as we strive for liberty and for justice for all. So today and every day, we work for peace with our heads held high. Shabbat Shalom.
Out of the emptiness, you offered your hand to try to heal the ties that were severed. Too many arguments I don't understand, but now it's time to gather stones together. Don't have to look too far for the answer. It's who we already are. If we dig deep enough to where we know we're connected, we'll let our anger release. When we can learn to trust that our opinions respected, we'll live together in peace. The Shalom. Centuries of blood spill over. Who owns this land? But can you see the pain in my eyes? Don't have to wait for the keys to the kingdom. Salvation's already come. If we dig deep enough where we know we're connected, we'll let our anger release. When we can learn to trust that our opinions respected, we'll live together in peace. Shalom, affliction in my lover or my enemy. Only then can we exist in harmony. We dig deep enough to where we know we're connected. We'll let our anger release. When we can learn to trust that our opinions respected, we'll live together in peace. If we dig deep enough to where we know we're connected, we'll let our anger release. When we can learn to trust that our opinions respected, we'll live together in peace. Shalom, we shall overcome. Shalom, live together as one. Shalom, we shall overcome. Shalom, live
I'd like now to invite Joe Beagleman, an officer of our congregation, to deliver the congregational announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. It's a special evening tonight for our family. It's my Saba and Safra-in-law's 58th anniversary. So happy anniversary. I look forward to spending many more with you. Sunday, August 27th, the Michigan Jewish Food Festival will be at the Eastern Market from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. There'll be many events happening throughout the day. Volunteers are still needed. Flyers are available on the table as you leave. Please stop by and visit the Temple Israel table if you go. Please plan to join us on September 1st as we dedicate our new beautiful sanctuary, just in time to get to dedicate our new Torah on September 8th. It is a marvelous, marvelous sanctuary, and Herman Hall and Atrium. You guys are going to absolutely love it. I'm so excited for you to see it. Both evenings will be extra special. Please be sure to save the dates. For further information or to RSVP or volunteer for any of these programs, check the information table as you leave or call the Temple office during regular business hours. On behalf of the officers and members of the Board of Trustees, let me wish each of you a Shabbat Shalom.
Now, how many of you have these programs in your hand? So I'm sitting over there in the best section of the temple, by the way, on the grass where the kids are. And my granddaughter walks up to me and she says, "Papa, where are you?" Now, if you look at the picture, you recognize you can't see anybody in that picture. But I can see myself. Can you see yourself? Well, I can see every one of you because obviously, when this picture was taken, every one of you were in the sanctuary. And the other question I kept getting asked by sitting in the area of the congregation that makes you smile, I kept getting asked the question, when do we get to come up? Every 5 or 10 minutes, one of them come over, is it time yet? Is it time? It's much better sitting over by. Sit over there in the future. I mean, obviously, we don't have to worry about the sun over here. So if you want to think about the future, and in the context of a truly beautiful sermon, in a kind of mood that even helps us understand the sensitivity to that sermon, if you want to see the future, watch as we invite a lovely couple celebrating 55 years of marriage, Ron and Linda Scher, and the little children who are the future that cause us to be committed to all the values that were shared on this bima. We rise for the Aleinu on page 76 as we invite our youngsters, Ron and Linda Scher, who are not our youngsters, but 55 years together. Wonderful to open the ark together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו גורים ומשתחווים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Please be seated. We're having a mini trauma up here because one of the kids couldn't find the candy. It's okay. In preparation for the Kaddish, we turn to page 78. It is a fearful thing. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. This Shabbat we remember those who've died in recent days in the period of Shloshim. Claire Abramson, Gloria Bender, Saul Chedno, Marvin Cohn, Robert Coleman, Phyllis Ensminger, Lou Frederick, Vivian Frischman, Elaine Gersh, Dennis Herman, Philip Kaufman, Edith Kaiden, Laura Kazahusky, Shirley Lazelle, Sam Monest, Daniel Moroff, John Neiman, Adam Niskar, Sylviette Robb, Norman Rotenberg, Saul Rubin, Robin Schlein, Myra Schloss, Susan Salter, Betty Strummer, Jacqueline Siegel, Marilyn Solomon, Barbara Stewart Thomas, Larry Winokur, and Ruth Zach. We also remember those whose yard sites fall at this time: Dora Ansbach, Rosalie Brodsky, Esther Fogel, Alan Frankel, Michael Golding, Dana Lynn Harris, Phyllis Hellman, Dr. Samuel Hendon, Ellen Jaffa, Edie Kasmer, Marvin Kay, Ann Kitt, Nadine Miller, Ruth Miller, Max Monshine, Etta Paul, Stephen Paul, Sadie Pearl, Morris Rose, Beatrice Rosen, David Lee Shergan, Thelma Shergan, Dr. Henry Siegel, Shirley Benjamin Silverman, Miriam Slame, Arthur Steinberg, Joseph Schwartz, Herbert Tyner, Marty Weston, Anita Wolf, Robert Gladstone, Susan Gottfirst Sage, Adolf Gottfirst, Bernard Zivon, Seymour Oken, Robert Kapintansky, Morris Jarris, Gertrude Press, William Katz, Dr. Jacqueline Grecken, Barb Stein, Irving Rosen, Michael Phillips, Maury Abrams, Mary Weston, Michael Kenwood, Carl Carson, Warren Siegel, Ethel Ogrent, Albert Ogrent, Dr. Myron Gerber, Mitchell Schechter, Mildred Borax, Joseph Sporn, Sylvia Lee, and Shirley Blatt. Tehei Nishmotehem Sorot B'Tzra Chaim. May their souls be bound up in the bond of everlasting life and memory, as we turn now to the words of Kaddish, which can be found on page 80. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra cherute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayecho u'vyomecho u'vchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam omeo maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yidromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekud shabrichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to all who are bereaved among us. Amen.
Amen. Our thanks tonight to Emma Trevax for sharing her beautiful voice, and to our Temple Israel All-Stars for beautifying our service. We conclude with Adon Olam. Adon Olam Hashem Allah בטרם כה יציר נברא, לעת נעשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבעדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה, והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. אדון עולם השם עלה, בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נעשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבעדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה, והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להכבירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, בו העוז והמשרה. והוא אלי, והי גואלי, וצור חבלי, ועצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנקוסי ביום אקרא. אדון עולם השם עלה, בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נעשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבעדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה, והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.